What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Project Tank. Today, I'm not really going to be going over any progress that I've done on my account recently, but today I'm going to be talking about building a range tank and why range tanks are really fun accounts to make. Not that no other accounts are fun to make, it's just I need to let you guys know about the specifics as range tanks, because they're a lot of fun to make and they're fairly easy. They're just good account. So let's go ahead and start out. There are really no big ways to mess up your range tank. The only bad way that you could ruin your account is getting your attack and strength up, which you most of the time will not be training. Unlike one defense peers and berserker peers and stuff, you can ruin those accounts fairly easily by getting your defense up one level. It might not necessarily ruin your account or affect your combat level, but it definitely, if it's just you constantly are just gaining defense XP as a berserker peer, it could become a problem. So you can't really mess up your range tank too much. The only way that you could do that is by raising your attack and strength. For 70 defense range tank, you want to keep your attack and strength below 70. 70 attack and 70 strength is the absolute max that you ever want to have the account, because if you get it any higher than that, and then it will affect your combat level. So I'm keeping it pretty far away at 60 here, and I don't really ever plan on getting it past 60. Maybe eventually, but that's a long ways down the road. I personally am making a 70 defense range tank at first, and then maybe eventually I might get 80, 90, 99. 99 is a long ways down the road. That is when I'm pretty much done with the account and I just want to start making it a main, is when I'm going to start training its defense quite a bit. And then once I get its defense to 99, I'll probably just make it a main or something, but that's really long ways down the road. Don't worry, guys, for those of you who want me to stay a range tank. It's going to be a while before I do that. So basically, the way how you start out making a range tank, because a lot of you guys are really confused on how to start out making one, there really is no wrong way to there really is no wrong way to start out making a range tank. You could start training your stats, like your attack, strength, and defense, immediately. One thing that I do recommend in the beginning when you're starting out as a level 3 is to quest constantly. Quest everything. Quest your attack, strength, and defense up. If you do all the if you do all the quests for attack, strength, and defense, you'll be able to wear rune armor and rune weapons and stuff like that. So you will save a lot of time if you were to do that. So just quest your stuff, and questing you're going to have to do it eventually, because you're going to have to do lunar diplomacy, desert treasure, animal magnetism, stuff like that. But if you are not huge into questing, there are only a couple major quests that you need to do for range tanks. I personally went out and got Barrow's gloves on a range tank. It's not necessary for them. It's just one of my little side goals that I wanted to get on them. But a couple major quests that you want to do as a range tank are obviously animal magnetism for the accumulator, lunar diplomacy for vengeance, desert treasure for ice barrage, and really there's no other quest, no other serious quest that you need to do to make a range tank good. I have the same amount of stuff. A normal range tank that has just the basic quest done has everything that I have, because there are no huge things that you need as a range tank to be able to PK. You just need gear, which you can buy. So yeah. As far as training your attack, strength, and defense, I'd recommend starting out at 70 defense, which is what I'm working on currently. 70 defense is pretty easy to get, and it doesn't take too long. You could probably power it out in probably a day or so if you have fairly high attack, strength, and defense. So yeah. As far as training your range in the beginning, I would recommend using iron knives on everything. Use it on Slayer, use it on rock crabs, use it on yaks, anything that helps you out a ton. I like rock crabs because they're fairly AFK, and yaks, they're really good at XP per hour, but you do have to pay some attention to them. What else? Once you hit 80 range or so is when I recommend to start chinning. That's when I started chinning on this account. My other account that I made in the EOC version, I started chinning at 70, but at that point I had a 1 point something bill bank, and money really was not an option. So or not really a problem, not option. What? Money was not really that big of a problem for me. So I'd really recommend start to chin at level 80. Void is like a must as a range tank. Void chinning and stuff is a must, absolute must, because chinning is such a pain if you do not have it. Like the XP per hour compared between like D'Hide and Void, you will not believe. Like D'Hide is crappy XP if you were to chin with that. So I'd recommend getting Void. Void takes like 15 hours to get. It's not that bad, and it is probably the best thing that you can do for your account. It is also really fun to PK in, since in this version you can PK in Void and go back and pick it up if you die. So yeah, get Void. Void is awesome. As I said before, you want to keep your attack and strength below 70, otherwise it'll start to dramatically change your combat level. When you start chinning, make sure that you like do the absolute max. Like if money is a pretty big issue with you and you want to like get every amount of EXP out of each chin that you have, make sure you're using like the max range bonus and you're using Prey Melee and Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye like makes the EXP go by so much quicker, and it's just the XP just rolls in. So I will be making like a range tank, like a full blown out range tank guide eventually, but this is just going over the basics. Vengeance is one big thing that you want to have as a range tank, because vengeance combos are a pretty common occurrence, because you can hit really high on them. You can probably hit just as high as a Berserker Peer can hit on you, but the thing is you have the defense, and you have the option to like take off your armor and have them hit higher on you whenever you throw up Avenge. So say you throw up Avenge, you take like your Torrig helmet off and your Dragon Square Shield, you take that off so that they hit higher on you, so that your Vengeance combo will be successful, because Venge combos are really common. As far as like whenever I PK, if you guys ever watched any of my other range tank PK commentaries, Venge combos are like a constant occurrence. So training magic, pretty much the same as any other account. Your attack, or no, your magic and your range go hand in hand. So say your range level's higher than your magic level, your magic will not affect your combat level until it reaches the same level or higher. It won't affect your combat whatsoever. So see, I'm 85. Oh, fuck off, you trolls. These trolls are trolling. Say I have 85. You see how I have 85 magic here and 95 range? 10 more magic levels will not affect my combat level until I start getting my magic higher and higher. But by then, I hopefully will have 99 range. 99 range, I pretty much, once I have 99 range, my magic level will not affect my combat level at all. Like even if I get 99, which is pretty awesome. So magic is definitely one of those things that you do want to get, because magic is like huge as a range tank. So what else? Pretty much gone over everything. I do plan on making a full-blown out range tank guide, as I said before. So this is just a basic idea on how to make a range tank. So I hope that this helped you guys out if you were trying to decide whether to make like a Zerker or a range tank or whatever. So yeah, go ahead and drop a like if you did enjoy. Leave me comments if I happen to miss anything, because I constantly forget about a lot of things. So comments, all that stuff, Avento. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys later. Peace.